Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Hospitality Hacks Pro Show. I'm so glad you're here. I missed y'all. Didn't get to chat with you last week. Today, we're talking about how to plan the perfect pop up. I've got four things I want to share with you. This is how I would build brand awareness if I was attempting to start a pop up. Four things, right? One, identify where my target market is. Two, communicate directly to my community. Three, create a lead magnet. And four, have a way to capture information. Let's go through these one by one and dig a little deeper, okay? Disclaimer, real quick, before we jump in. I've never, this is what I would do, but I've never actually planned a pop up event. Well, right. So for those who do, I was trying to think. When I first moved to Charlotte, we did plan an event where we invited a bunch of wedding planners, event organizers, things of that nature. But it wasn't quite a pop up necessarily. We sent invitations to specific people. You could count that as a pop up if you want, but this current strategy I'm about to share with you right now, these 4 points that I just went over super quick, we're going to dive into a little bit deeper, is actually the strategy that I'm using to plan a summer camp for this summer in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. So, with that being said, if you know anybody that has a fifth through eighth grader um, that is interested in culinary arts and or horticulture, send them our way. Check out that link in the description box below. Let's dig in, shall we? Let's. So if I were going to plan a pop-up, here are the things that I would do to build brand awareness. Number one, I said find where my target market will be grouped and spend time showing up there and advertising at least 2 to 3 months prior to the pop up. More if you can, right? However much time that you can, right? So if you decide this grand plan, I want to have a pop up in a month, and all you have is a month, do it in a month, right? But if you have more time, the more time, the better, in my opinion. All of this is my opinion, by the way. I don't represent any other organization, individual, or otherwise outside of myself and Hospitality Hacks Pro Show, right? So here's how I'm doing this with the summer camp, right? My target market for participants is fifth through eighth graders, right? My target market, if we're talking about who's going to pay, are their guardians, right? So what I'm doing is, since I'm in the education space anyway, and I have access to other professionals in the education space, is a natural progression for me to show up at schools, right? And so we've been invited to a career day at a local school. We've been invited to do some type of demonstration because they don't have a culinary program at this particular school, right? And so this is a perfect opportunity. We're going to bring some students with us. Perfect opportunity to kind of showcase what our students are learning. They'll be in their chef coats, presenting professionally uh, to these other students. The other students will be able to ask questions, right? I'll be there, meeting, greeting, shaking hands, smiling, talking to the folks, right? And so we'll have a few flyers to give out, advertising the camp. Also, as soon as I get off this call with you guys, I'm going to create a flyer to put in an 8.5 by 11 stand on our table, our demo table, that has a QR code that will allow them to get access to our Eventbrite. And in that Eventbrite, we're actually going to have some free classes in the month of April. Every Saturday in the month of April, they'll be able to get a small little taster of what it would be like to be in the camp. All right, y'all follow? Right? So I'm targeting fifth to eighth graders to be participants in this experience. This is a new project, right? And so in order to build awareness, I'm going to go to where they are, right? So that segues into the little taster that I said we're going to do in April, right? So that was number three, but let's talk about it now. Create a lead magnet. A lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? Right? A lead magnet is some tool that you use to capture someone's information in order to sell to them later or stay in contact with them later or both. Right. And so the free classes on Saturday is a way for people to get to know us and get to know me and what we're offering. If you've never had me as an instructor, if you weren't even aware that we had culinary classes, right, or a culinary camp, the students may or may not know if they're interested. They can come for a couple of hours for free, sign up to get a free ticket. When they sign up to get that free ticket, I'm capturing name, phone number, email address, right? That's the lead magnet. They come, they participate in this experience. They love it. 9 out of 10, right? They love it. 9 out of 10 participants, they're going to love it. And then I'm able to come back later and say, hey, did you love this experience you had? Boom. We have this other experience you can partake in for summer camp, blah, 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 blah. Y'all follow? Okay. So once again, this same strategy that I'm using for summer camp, if I were to plan a pop-up, this is very similar to what I would choose to do. And then for those who may be wondering, like, what does she mean pop-up? Basically, if you are a chef, restaurateur, or provide some type of experience, maybe it's a paint and sip, maybe it's any kind of experience, right? But you don't have a brick and mortar, you don't have a place to host, you can quote unquote pop up somewhere. It could be somebody else's business that they allow you to use their space. You can literally pop up with a tent somewhere outside, right? In the park, a business parking lot, something of that nature, right? You can rent a space, borrow a space, create a space, and do your thing, whether that be from a mobile trailer, under a tent, from a cart, using somebody else's facility, whatever the case, all of those fall under the pop up kind of idea, right? So, first thing I said, find out where your target market is, right? Spend some time showing up there several months before your actual event or your actual project is to come to life. Okay. Second thing, create a lead magnet, right? For me, for the summer camp, it's a free class. We're going to do that at least 4 times during the month of April, every Saturday, right? For you, it could be sharing a recipe on your social media, like enter your email address here, I'll send you a free recipe. It could be a cooking video. It could be anything. It could be a newsletter. Sign up to be a part of my weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, whatever, right? Communication. You're capturing that person's information. That's the important part, right? Offer them something of value and or something that's entertaining, right? In exchange for their information. Okay. So, the power of social media, right? Communicating directly to your community. All of us has a community. You're part of mine. Thank you for listening, right? Thank you for coming back. Thank you for sharing this video. All right. Thank you for liking this, right? You're part of my community. So advertise to your community. Like, hey guys, I'm doing a summer camp this summer, right? In July through August for 5th to 8th graders in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. If you know somebody, right, who has children, cousins, little neighbors, friends who fit that description, they need something to do to stay active during the summer. They have an interest in cooking, they have an interest in gardening, right? They have an interest in aquaponics. We have something for them, right? Let's connect. Right, boom, let your community know what's going on so they can support you. Thanks for your support, guys. Right? Let your community know what's happening so they can support you. Each one reach one. Let's go. Right? Don't be afraid to talk about posts, right? Send text messages, call people, right? Let them know what's going on. Use your community. Use your community. Okay. Last thing I would say, um, we talked about the lead magnet. We talked about capturing information. And hand in hand with that is having an organized way to capture that information. So whether that be a website, a funnel, right? An Eventbrite. If you're not familiar with Eventbrite, go to Eventbrite, Eventbrite. See what's going on in your city, right? You can type in anything into their engine, right? I'm looking for tennis classes, right? Boom, you're gonna see a whole bunch of flyers of people advertising tennis classes. Sign up for the classes, right? Cooking classes, um, whatever the case. Summer camps, which is the vibe I'm on right now, right? Kids summer camps. You can look that up. You can look up a lot of different things, see what's going on, see what other people are posting in your area, right? And then Eventbrite is cool because they process payments for you. Now, of course, they're going to take a fee, right? They do charge a fee. You can choose to absorb that fee and you pay it, or you can choose for the customer to absorb that fee and they pay it. Eventbrite has different tiers. If you've never used it, they have some different tiers you can post for free, but only up to a certain amount of tickets. And I'm not sure if they may limit the number of times you post if you're not on a paid tier. I'm not really sure about that. I went ahead and invested, right? And so I think the tier that I'm on is something like $29 a month, right? So right now, matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up my Eventbrite so you can see it. For those who are on the video experience, for those who are on the audio experience, y'all, I'm gonna talk y'all through this. Okay. So don't you worry. But once you get to a computer or you get to your phone, you can log in so you can see. All right, let me share my screen. Sharing my screen. Share. All right, can y'all see that? Yes, you can. All right, so this is kind of the back office, if you will, of Eventbrite. All right, and so this basic screen shows a calendar, and it shows I'm on the schedule portion. Right over here, you can navigate between the different tabs, the build event page, right? It's pretty intuitive. If you kind of start clicking through it, I think it'll make sense. If you're the type of person who we've talked about Canva on past episodes, right? So if you feel good about using it in something like Canva or using something like a Google Doc or a Google form, I think you can find your way through Eventbrite pretty easily. You can upload videos, you can upload graphics, flyers, things of that nature. Select your time and location for your event. And then, so right now I'm on the build event page tab, right? There's 4 tabs: the build event page, schedule, add tickets, and publish. Those are the 4 steps they take you through and this is to post your event. Now, this is already posted, right? So, but if I went to create, this would all be blank, right? So here's what I have about this event. I just kept it hopefully simple, right? I just listed the who, what, when, why. Um and on the who, this summer camp is sponsored by our nonprofit that's connected to our school, which is called Always Eats. Eats is an acronym, EATS, which stands for Excellence as the Standard. All right, so under the who, I said Always Eats Incorporated is a nonprofit that supports the culinary department of Gehringer High School. It is run and supported by teachers, one of them being myself. I didn't put that on there, but that's just my sub my subtext. I put this as bulleted points instead of paragraphs, because people generally don't like to read a lot of dense texts. So if you put bulleted points or check marks or some kind of way, break it up. That's another reason I broke it up with the who, what, when, why, because maybe they only have a question about one of those. They don't have to read through every single thing. They can go straight to the area that will get their question answered, right? So I said the core values are eats, which I just shared with y'all already. Excellence as the standard, excellent service, excellent food, and excellent learning opportunities. Those are our core values. And the reason I spend time putting our core values on here is because a lot of people don't know who we are or what we're trying to do, right? And so this is a way to kind of just introduce us ourselves. As I was looking through Eventbrite and looking through Googling just some different summer camp opportunities, I noticed that a lot of people who sponsor them or put them on, they may have a big following already, right? For instance, the Hornets were doing a basketball camp, right? They don't really have to advertise or share maybe necessarily as much, because the name, you throw Hornets on something, well, people know already kind of what that's about, right? But since we're new and since this is a new project, I wanted to spend a little bit of time just sharing who we are, so people can get to know us, because people do business with other people that they know, like, and trust. As a general rule, if you don't know me, like me, or trust me, why would you want to entrust me with your child? Why would you want to entrust me with your money? Right? Under what I said, it's a 4-day or 2-week summer camp experience for 5th to 8th graders, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, teaching and connecting cooking and gardening education. We will be taking farm tours, cultivating crops, and cooking delicious recipes, instructed and guided by experienced teachers and experts in the industry. All right, under the wind. All right, and the when, the who, the what, the when, those, pardon me, are in all caps. For those on my audio experience and you can't see, I want to make sure I'm breaking this down for y'all. It's all caps and bold, right? And then underneath, we've got the bullet points, short, sweet, to the point. Okay. There are 2 available camp sessions, July 8th through the 19th. That's going to be session number 2. July 22nd through August 2nd, session number 3. All right. And then it says register now, space is limited, which it is. It's not a marketing tactic, as there's only so many people we can fit in a classroom or in a kitchen, on a bus, at one time, right? Then we go to the why. Unforgettable experience, bonding with other campers, instruction in safety and sanitation, understanding how to work in a commercial kitchen, field trips to local urban farms, learning to cook child-friendly themed menu items. All right, so that's the body of the Eventbrite posting. It's also, I pretty much took the body of the website, which is a funnel style website, and broke it down and put it here. Okay. Then on the bottom, you can choose to add frequently asked questions, which I did, just because sometimes if people are skimming through the body of the event itself, they may have some unanswered questions, or maybe they skipped a part, and they, instead of going to reread, they may find it easier to come and look for their specific question down here. I want to make it barrier free for people to purchase, right? I want them to be able to just with ease find answers to their questions. Okay. So that's the build event page portion. We already saw the schedule portion. Let's look at the ticket part. Now, if you're using the free version, um I don't, what you probably can have more than one ticket type. However, it's gonna start limiting you. I don't think it'll let you go past 25 tickets. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You may want to start with the free version. If, and you know what, this is funny. I did not start this episode with the intention of it being an Eventbrite tutorial, but hopefully this is helpful to somebody. um, uh, Hopefully, because that's what this is all about. So, I have 3 different types of tickets on this particular session, because I broke it into 2 sessions on here. So 4-day camp, if they don't want to do the whole session period, maybe they just want to try it out, maybe they have plans to travel during the summer or something like that, they could just do a 4-day, July 8th through 11th, or a 4-day, July 15th through the 18th, or they can do the whole session, which is 10 days, July 8th through the 19th. Boom, there we go. Okay. The cool thing about Eventbrite too is that like I said, it's very intuitive. If you wanted to, you could make a copy of this particular event and then just go in to the copy and change a couple of things, which is what I did, to post another event that maybe it's very similar, but just the dates change or something like that, or the location, then you can do that. Okay. It asks you under the publish tab, it's the last tab. Is your event public or private? Okay. I selected public. And then you can add some tags, which is super important. If you are familiar with hashtags on social media, very similar, right? Tags help people find your event because it tells the Eventbrite algorithm what to show people when they search for these particular terms, right? So kids summer camp, cooking classes, Charlotte camp, right? Chef demo, summer camp, right? And then I put a couple of cities that are around Charlotte, Gastonia, Huntersville, right? I live very close to Huntersville, so um it's only about 20-30 minutes from where the camp would be, which is a drivable, doable distance, right? So that's a little quick tutorial. And then you can go here to view your event to see how it would look. Excuse me, pardon me. I don't know why I'm getting my sinuses and stuff waited until I came on came on to talk to y'all to start clogging up and cutting up. Boy, hold on one moment, y'all. Had to get a little water. Okay. So I've got a video. In this video, short little kind of promo video, I went to upwork.com, UPWORK, and paid someone to do an animated explainer video. That's what this is, an explainer video. And this is the video that I'll be using. I'm actually also going to run ads to the camp. Okay. So that's something we didn't talk about is running ads. But that's another viable thing as well that you can do to increase awareness of your pop-up or event. All right. So for those who are currently doing pop-ups, I'm curious, what are you doing to advertise? I just gave y'all a little rundown of what I have going on. So I showed you mine. Now show me yours. What are y'all doing to advertise? How do you get the word out about your events, about your pop-ups? Is it anything that I didn't mention that you find helpful? Please chime in. If is there something that I mentioned that you maybe hadn't thought about? Let me know. Uh, let me know. Sharing is caring, right? So those are my little hacks, if you will. This is the Hospitality Hacks Pro Show, right? So we talk about hacks, not necessarily shortcuts, but things that you can focus on and think about to offer a more hospitable experience to your guests and hopefully increase your sales because without the money, honey, we gonna have to shut the doors, right? So um chime in, let me know if this was helpful to you. And I guess I have to go back and add a subtitle that it's Eventbrite. A quick introduction to Eventbrite, right? And if you've never used it, try it out and see if that's helpful to you. People use it for free events, paid events, right? Just try it, just see, layer it on to what you're already doing and see if it's helpful. You don't have to do the paid part. You can start for free and see how you like it. I'm not getting paid to say this, by the way. This is not an ad for Eventbrite. But check it out and see if it layers on to what you already have happening. Uh, couldn't hurt. Couldn't hurt. Might be bring you a few extra ticket sales, a few extra attendees to your next pop-up if you're doing pre-sales, right? So thank y'all so much for listening and watching. I love y'all. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Yo, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That helps the channel so much. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. See you next week.